Are you approaching me, Mario?
Mario, you are approaching me? Wow! I can't beat the living shit out of you without getting closer. Ha! Then come as close as you like, Mario.
I think that's a great cue for now.
It's time to start the podcast.
Timer is a go! Go, 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 go!
Fighting God.
Yeah, then this podcast gets taken down immediately.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to dia.log, the Gamer Matters podcast, episode 038.
038. I should have you know, I bought 2 albums while I was in Japan, like 2 singles. One of them was the EP for Koda's Fighting Gold, and it's currently in my car in case my phone's Bluetooth doesn't work.
Nice.
You get to listen to 4 versions of Fighting Gold.
Oh my
Sorry.
god. For every occasion.
Yeah, it's the full version, the TV size, the instrumental, and the English, I think.
Introducing
Dedication
the panel. We have Wan Amirul. Say hello, Wam.
Hello.
Next, we have Daniel. Say hello.
Hello.
And making his return, we have Anan. Anan is back.
What up?
What up? And I am
Ooh.
Amirul Metronomik Ashraf, and we have an episode to do.
Yeah. So, as you can see, we've been talking about JoJo like off camera for quite a bit.
For very good reasons that we'll be discussing later on. I have a story
Yeah,
to tell.
May as well get into it now because so first off, forewarning, if you don't like talk about fighting games, this may not be the episode for you.
Oh no.
Don't worry, if you are on YouTube, you can skip through some of the you can see the timestamps for the respective topics. If you are on
Yeah, but
Anchor.fm, you also can do that. But to Spotify, Apple Podcast,
Boleh
and
lah.
edit.
I think you can skip.
I don't
but
put the timestamps
good luck
there.
lah.
I don't put the
Yeah,
timestamp there.
you have to guess around a bit for those. Because basically we have like very few actual things on our docket. Most of it's gonna be an event we went to today and Evo.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the
the
simple
most-
thing.
The most important thing is we have to update the Ferrari bet. How is the Ferrari bet going?
3 rounds. Yes.
Plan C, Sep. Plan C.
See lah sangat. See ya later.
See you later.
So essentially, I think the last 4 races was it?
Yeah, we
4
give them
bloody
4
good
tries.
races. It was 4 bloody good races in general, but no, Ferrari haven't won. They haven't won all season. This is
They
already.
haven't
Yeah,
won in
haven't.
years.
Oh my god.
Technically,
Not
yeah.
even. Yeah. If they didn't win Spa after the break, yeah, 1 year, essentially.
No, US.
No, that's
US. Oh yeah.
yes. I mean, it depends on the track because Spa is very power sensitive. Like you can go low down, high speed, low drag, low downforce.
Low drag.
High low.
High low, yeah. Like very very high speed configuration. And I don't think Ferrari can do that because Mercedes have a better straight line speed.
So, well, next year is our year. That's our motto.
Scuderia Ferrari mission win next year maybe.
Next year lah. Tengok lah.
Technically, like Daniel, what's your win-loss ratio in one of your racing games?
So around 12. Kalau half season is 12 races, so I would have won at least 1 race. Out of
Still
12
more than
races.
Ferrari.
Still more than Ferrari. That's why.
So that's the Ferrari update. Those of you
So-
who are ready to fap to
Gender bend Kimi Raikkonen.
I'm sorry. We tried.
Sorry, how we cannot pay you.
Complaints. Send your complaints to Ferrari, to the Ferrari F1 team.
Sorry, how we cannot pay you today. So maybe later.
Yeah, that's Ferrari. So, why have we been talking about JoJo? Meck, why are you suddenly into JoJo? Like,
Okay,
What?
look, I have a theory right now. I have theory that something is happening to me.
mhm.
But let's start with the event that I suspiciously think that catalyzes everything that happened to me the past 2 weeks. What was it? The AC event, right? Acer Day. After
Yeah,
Acer
the
Day,
Acer
Yeah,
Day.
it's a day.
after Acer Day, I forgot what happened at Acer Day. I think they
Acer Day was standard. It was standard Acer delight. There was dancers.
K-pop
There was
dance.
Oh, there was that monitor that we tried to find a version on the stage that we want to plug a switch in to see if you can plug a switch on. But we didn't.
yeah.
No dice.
So
We didn't get to try it out. Acer, however, was still welcome to test it out. Just call us. We know you listen to this podcast.
Ooh.
so to elevate no to treat our disappointment, we went to the
We went to an
arcades.
arcade.
Mhm.
Yeah, we played a bunch of fighting games at an arcade.
And
Because the Mid Valley Arcade, the most curious thing about it is it has a single Marvel tree cabinet.
just one, just
Just one.
one.
That's what brought us there, and then we discovered that there was a whole other arcade machine that
Oh,
just has a bunch of fighting games on it.
so apparently it was called the Pandora's box. Essentially, just an emulator for a lot of arcade games. So while one was like still putting his quarters in on Marvel, me and Daniel were just like, oh, look at this, look at the whole list game, the list of games here. They were like, okay, the first thing we saw actually is JoJo, and we're like, okay, let's see all of the other games here. Oh, we have Mania and like some obscure racing games, and then we have like Radius or Gradius, right? Or is it Raiden?
Yep.
Okay,
Right,
Gradius.
both.
Oh, both. Okay, good. So a lot of
Yeah, I remember it's both.
like super obscure arcade games, and then we have all the Sam shows, all the KOS, and then I saw one of the Arika Tetris games, Tetris Grandmasters.
Ooh.
Oh, that was also. Oh, and then we shout when we saw Windjammers. Fucking Windjammers,
Oh, I
baby.
forgot we saw Windjammers there.
So and then we rotate all this, and then one comes in, and then we introduce him to this machine, and okay, one buys more quarters, and then okay, let's look at the games that we might want to play first, because I think when we put the quarter, the timer starts ticking in, so we need to select quick. So better let's just scroll through and see all the lists. Keep on scrolling. Oh, there's Sam shows, there's KOS, there's the Street Fighters, and then we stop where we started back with Daniel, and then one went into a scream of delight. JoJo! And we have to play the Capcom JoJo fighting game. It is mandated.
Yeah. It was mandatory. You have to. Every time you see it, you have to. I don't make the rules, guys. We had to play JoJo.
And
So
mhm.
we played one round of JoJo because we didn't want to put another round of quarters in.
Yeah,
Who'd you
and
play? You played Old Joseph.
yeah, I played
Yeah.
Old Joseph. You played what? Pet Shop, right? I did my
Yeah, I played
research.
Pet Shop.
I did my research. Yes, and goose. So basically we replicated a Justin Wong moment, not Evo 37 moment. That other Justin Wong moment where he bullied a kid in Mortal Kombat,
Yep.
and he put the kid into a corner. You're not gonna learn.
Yeah, that's essentially what happened because those arcade machines are not well maintained, so they feel jank to use. So I figured out how to use Pet Shop's Fireball, that goes like full screen, and I was just like, this is good enough. That's all I need to do.
And Pet Shop was totally a keep away character, and yep, that's it. I haven't touched a fighting game for quite some time. So I know it's Colin Johns, I know, but that's the reality. So I was expecting getting bodied, nevertheless. And then And then I thought that after like a few rounds of playing, having that arcade, running JoJo, I thought it would like boot into a menu screen back. It didn't. It didn't.
It didn't.
It totally becomes the JoJo machine. And we have both the JoJo machine, and I think it's still there in Mi Valley. Probably it's still running JoJo. We haven't checked back. Let's just assume so.
Nah, I think it probably rebooted when they turned it off for the night.
But the thing is, I think, look, I'm just saying that I think the JoJo machine is an active stand user.
It might be. It could be. But tell them what it did to you. Tell them what the machine did to you.
Well, after I went home, all of my recommendations everywhere, especially on YouTube, is all JoJo. No, not JoJo, just JoJo. JoJo's! The shitpost stuff!
JoJo. Yeah.
And then I went into a wiki dive, and then I went into looking at the spoilery stuff, and yeah, the list never ends. I keep on getting JoJo recommendations. I think at that day, I showed to Daniel that, okay, look at my Chrome browser recommendations. Right now, it's like F1 cars and one JoJo for some reason. I think that was fair. I think that was foreshadowing. Because after that, I think only two of us touched the JoJo machine. Daniel didn't want to play around. He is cowardly. You didn't touch the machine at all, right?
Nope.
So that's my theory. I think that the JoJo machine's active ability is to make a non-JoJo fan to get into JoJo's. Not JoJo, into JoJo's.
That's how they get you though. That's how I got into JoJo, because there's that the Steam summer sale meme where they put Gaben on Star Platinum.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's what got me into JoJo. So this is like, you just wait. In a few weeks, we're gonna hear back from Meck, who's just like, I binge watched up to part 5 already.
Yeah, the
I
only.
got into JoJo because of music.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
song.
Oh man, too many Fighting Goal remixes, man. Fighting Goal, but Koda ...
Fighting Goal's a great song.
Yeah.
Especially because Koda did the best JoJo intro, which is Bloody Stream.
Okay, so I think to cap off all the JoJo machine discussion, let me just recommend my top 5 JoJo's of the past 2 weeks that I've seen. Okay, one is
Oh
called
boy.
Dora vs. Swiper Final Battle, Dora's Bizarre Adventure Stardust series.
Dora.
It's literally Dora as Jotaro and Swiper as Dio. And boots is the stand. I think it's supposed to be Star Platinum, but it's called like these boots are made for walking or something.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, number 2, Gordon Ramsay versus Dio. As
Of course.
the title says it all. The third one, okay, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Battle Tendency, but really, really fast.
Oh, okay, no, it's not battletendency.mp4, right? Because that one's another great one.
Oh no. Is that the SFM thing?
Yeah, it's the SFM one. It's
Okay.
literally just battle tendency in 3 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's great. But also, but this one like goes to lengths to like, it's basically in the Bridge series. But
okay.
but nicer animations. And then number 4, Mario. So you're approaching me, JJBA. Wahoo!
Wahoo!
And to cap it all off, and this is a long con, because this is called JoJo's Copyright Free Adventures in Italy.
Copyright free.
So basically, this dude is doing the whole. I don't know, but I think he is still doing the whole part of Golden Wind. But literally just using like stock photos. Like Jono is like a guy in the pink suit, but they Photoshop Jono's hair on it. And Fugo is basically Cheese Man, a guy with a cheese costume. Yeah, and Narancia is basically a kid, and there's a small airplane hovering over him. So basically, dia.log's quality of shitpost animated. I saw the torture dance. They did the torture dance.
Amazing.
So I think this is still an ongoing series. I last see it has like part 22. So that's a long JoJo.
What? Banyaknya.
Does this
It's a
guy
lot.
not have a job?
I don't know. He has a
They have too
Patreon.
much time.
That's his job. That's his job.
He has a
He have
Patreon.
he
That
to
guy
do
has a
JoJo.
Patreon.
That's the only way you could not be kicked out of your house while making this. Having a Patreon.
Mhm. So yeah, that's the JoJo Machine. I will report back if the stand is still active.
Ooh.
Just checking.
Ah! I shit this shit. We have to move on. We took too long here.
Too much JoJo.
There's
Too
enough
much
JoJo.
JoJo or not enough? That's
Not
the real
enough.
question.
No, we don't have time for more JoJo.
Sadly.
I will report back on how the active ability is still active or not. I'm
Yeah,
still
whether
under
you're
the
still
spell.
being followed. Because can we just have like Rolling Stones, but it's an arcade cabinet just following Meck around? And when Meck touches it, he sees JoJo.
Range A, potential B, speed C, because it took time to get me into the zone. Anyway,
Actually, one last JoJo thing. Now that I think about it, there's another stand like that called Paper Moon King from JoJo Leon.
oh my god, I know that.
Oh, you know about it.
I think
Thank God.
I think my favorite right now is JoJo Leon. It's
Why?
amazing.
JoJo Leon is like, I'm convinced it's Araki slowly going senile. JoJo Leon is such a mess. I love it, but I also, what the hell, Araki?
I like because it is a mess. I mean, I saw like when it's starting, I don't know I said anything. So what the hell? Now I saw
Try
what.
reading the manga month to month. It is
Oh
it is
no!
horrible.
I
We have
don't.
spent 3 months in a hospital
I don't.
following an old guy around.
I don't
We
think.
just got out.
I don't think I would like it if I follow it like the usual. But through JoJo's and Wiki Dice, I love it more. Anyway, back to your point on Paper Moon King.
Oh, by the way, a point of Paper Moon King is that when you get hit by the stand, it makes you see shit. Like the most common one is you see everyone with the same face. So that's what's happening with you. It's like Paper Moon King, and it's making you see JoJo everywhere.
Oh boy.
So yeah, Max being attacked by a stand user. That's what you should take away from this part of the podcast.
Enemy
You want me
stand.
to play the song of the people?
Go.
That's it. Thank you. We don't get copyright claim.
Oh my god, no!
Again, once again.
Next topic, please.
So, I guess we should talk about the event we went to today.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
does Daniel want to show his new idea baby first?
I'll just talk about the event first. Yes.
Okay, so what event did we go to today? Why was I woken up early and made to go across town today? No one wants to introduce it. Fine. So, fucking assholes. So we attended an event today by MDEC. It was an event. I don't know the official name of the event, but it was basically celebrating the local game dev scene. And seeing as we like the local game dev scene, we attended it. You know, it was a pretty fun stuff. You know, we talked about how great the Malaysian game dev scene is, how the government wants to. They did not say that all games are esports, unlike certain people in the government, certain ministers. By the way, while we're coughing around trying not to say names, I just like to just throw this, nothing to do with the topic, but Syed Sadiq, I would like to formally challenge you to a 1st to 5 in Blaze Blue Cross tag, and if I win, you have to sit through a 30-minute warm lecture on not all games are esports.
Oh boy.
Please respond to this challenge at hi@gamermalaya.my. So back to the event. The event was standard stuff. We did however, get a bunch of interviews done. So who wants to talk about like our takeaways from the interview?
Okay,
I
Daniel is the
guess we
passive
did-
observer. Mostly a
as
passive
I am
observer.
the passive, aka the cameraman.
Yeah.
As the
What we've
passive
learned is
observer,
that Daniel is the photographer class servant, who is really good with the camera, hanging out there taking photos of stuff that we're not even noticing. And then I am good at just like talking shit at people. So so yeah.
so the archer class then.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I can't be the first person to talk about this because I can't remember everyone's like formal name and title. So I should not be the
Okay,
first person.
so let me get into the ring again. Alright. So just to set the tone of you. So apparently the gaming industry, gaming development scene in Malaysia is actually pretty booming. And one of the figures they have been citing is that during 2017, exports of the national game development industry have been recorded at 684 million ringgit, not USD as we understood in the event. It's actually ringgit. So 684 million ringgit, still not something to cough about. That's big money there.
Half of
And
that is Poka, by the way.
we'll have to
Gacha
check.
addiction.
Yeah, we have to check if is it gacha or no. I think this is all development, like game development scene from the 60 different game studios that are here in KL, in Malaysia, not just KL.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that okay, we can go through some of the interviews. Something that we've learned, we've talked about the head honcho at MDEC who handles the content creation side of things. Basically, the guy who oversees all of the gaming industry and also the animation industry in Malaysia. So that is Mr. Hasnul Hadi Shamsuddin. So the first thing we've made him do was to actually answer one on the spot question is what's the best game he's been playing so far. It's supposed to be the best game of the year, but he answered Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So he's been playing a game from last year, and he has spent 100 hours. So he's one of us. Don't worry, he's one of us.
Yes.
He's a government.
Not one of me.
He's a
I haven't
government.
played fucking.
Nah, hold on. He's a government servant up there with the big honchos, but he's one of us. He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
So apparently, what we learned is that during the turn of 2014, the government starts to like have more interest in the gaming scene. Hence, a lot of the more exposure that we see, a lot more events that we see. Apparently, that the yearly Level Up KL event, which is essentially Malaysia's GDC, is basically just for developers. This year it's changed. It will be open to public. There will be a show floor for the public to just go and play games. And this is literally esports. They are doing tournaments there.
I should like to point out my first thought of when they opened it to public. I'm like, oh god, it's gonna be hell to go to. And then they said the most galaxy brain thing ever. They were like, however, the event is like 6 to 11. 6 to 8 is media only. I'm like, oh thank god.
Essentially, they haven't scrapped the developers the whole bit of the original Level Up KL. This is just an add-on.
They slow down in packing it up so that the public can come check it out too.
Yeah, public add-on installed. So other takeaways is that we shouldn't be worried about the whole mentality. Oh, the games are bad for you. Don't worry. That just remember that all of the kids right now are playing games. When the next generation comes in, it should be a conversation. That's one of the things that Mr. Hasnul said to us. And yeah, good points to ponder. So everything is all of the things that they have done, I think is all cool. The only thing they cited that is like halting the development scene here is that MDEC needs more money. They need more resources. They are underfunded. So if they got more money from the government to do more stuff like engaging with publishers, like you know how the 505 games and the Soul Out games that are doing publishing deals with the indies that just announced today, right? The No Straight Roads and Relegend. MDEC made the business deals and made the connections. So they play a big part in it. And they say that even though like maybe in the next 20 years when Malaysia is already big, we have a giant gaming industry, they still have a part to play as well. He cited that like developed countries in Korea also still pumps money into the gaming industry despite knowing that the industry is safe, is already big. So yeah, a lot of good things to hear and expect to see more talented developers here in Malaysia getting the chance to make good games. Either new
Yeah.
IPs or working on worldwide IPs. So yeah.
Can I just say one thing they brought up, because they had like a whole show reel showing a bunch of games made with the help of Malaysian studios, and
Yeah.
it was very clearly edited by someone who does not give a fuck about video games, because they got the name of like half the games wrong.
Dark Soul.
Dark Soul, yeah. Every single game that ends with an S, they remove the S.
Dark Soul.
It's just like, no, just because they're called the Dark Souls games, it does not mean each one is called Dark Soul. I can't remember what the other games were, but there were a few of them. And they were all the same. It was just if they end with an S, they've cut out the S. We need to save space on those title cards, guys. So we had an interview with a friend of the podcast, one Hazmer,
of Metronomik fame.
of Metronomik fame, and DC Gun of Re-Legend fame.
Yep.
Magnus
So
Game Studios. His game is
Magnus Game
Re-Legend.
Studios.
Game Studios.
Yeah. So Anan, you may be interested to hear this. Re-Legend is like a Harvest Moon type game,
Okay.
but in 3D, the kind of not Dragon Quest, like kind of Dragon's Nesty graphics, I guess. That kind of cute 3D chibi thing.
World
It's
of Final
more
Fantasy?
Stardew. It's more Stardew than Harvest Moon, because there's also like combat and shit.
Oh yeah.
So we got to interview him, and hey, we need to King Crimson this part. Okay,
Run
King
with it.
Crimson end. Okay,
Yes.
so there was a thick cloud over this room where
No safe.
everyone was they kind of got sheepish the moment they say the word epic. Nothing has been announced to be an Epic exclusive, even though we totally thought there would be an announcement. But everyone says Epic is kind of involved, so we're curious. We think that's why no one wanted to say anything about it. We even in our one-on-one interview with DC Gun, we brought it up like, hey, you were back on Kickstarter by a bunch of people. How do you feel about like those games that suddenly go to Epic? So no answers there, but just so you know, the lack of answer is an answer. What else was it? Re-Legend, yeah. So DC God gave a really interesting thing during our interview, where we talked about romance, the most important part of Harvest Moon games. So he plans for every NPC to be romanceable, but he wants it to be more than just giving gifts. He wants like craft out a whole story about them. Basically, it sounds like he wants S-links.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
So, but because the game comes out in early access August 30th. So he's saying that they plan to release it in waves. Like by the end of all the releases, everyone should be romanceable. But that's the plan. He has this whole he says not specifically romance, but intimacy. He wants intimacy to be a thing, which is a really cool quote to have. And then so the game also has like monster catching and taming elements and all that. So naturally, being a degenerate weeb, first thought in my mind is this sounds like a Persona game. Because he was like, oh, they have certain, like the NPCs give you certain skills. So I'm like, okay. So we have collecting NPCs, collecting monsters and shit. Do we get to kill God? And and he goes, not really, but there is a goddess character. And then I immediately change gears and go, okay, so can we date the goddess?
The big bro moment for me there. Seriously, like about like 50 seconds after he gives a long speech about, oh, we are making this goddess beautiful and you will care about her and something like that. Can we date God?
We did the goddess. Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend, can I date this goddess? I don't even remember if he outright said yes or was just like, well.
I don't think he gives a straight answer. He didn't. But
Yeah, he also said a lot of it is story spoilers, so he wasn't gonna speak about it.
So
But you know,
that's a yes then.
at least he knows where we stand on the issue. Either let me fuck, marry, or kill God. One of them. So yeah, Re-Legend looks interesting. Like, it looks really interesting. I didn't get to play it. Daniel got to try a bit of it. We joked about palm oil being in the game.
But apparently it's not palm oil that's confirmed. We know that there are hibiscus, rafflesia.
Yeah, it's got a very Malaysian influenced aesthetic. Yeah.
Long houses. That's what I remember on top of my head of the Malaysia references and cultural
I
items.
have a photo of the slide as well.
I'll post it on the YouTube stuff.
Oh, he said nasi lemak as well. He did it to one up one Hazmer.
Nasi lemak confirmed in Religion. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you heard it here. No, you not heard it first, but yeah, you heard it here.
You heard it here best. Nasi lemak
Yeah.
hard confirmed.
Hard confirmed. No nothing, no shippiness. This is hard confirmed. So what else?
Oh yeah, so during a one-on-one interview with DC Khan, fucking new challenger appeared. One Hazme like dove in fighting game style to tag in.
But the good thing is we added one more interviewee for more time on the clock.
Yeah, we got. It's like Skullgirls, you know. We got more health because he had more party members.
Basically, what do you call that thing in Borderlands where you not overlevel, it's scalable. It's scaled to
scalable.
It's scaled to our level.
So one Hazme, we got to talk to him about No Straight Roads. And we got to see the trailer for No Straight Roads again. I forgot about that trailer. Basically, I think his idea behind No Straight Roads was really interesting.
Yeah, it's about clashing ideals.
Yeah, and it was just like he wants a universally translatable story, which is why the EDM versus rock thing, which I'm pretty sure I've mentioned on this podcast, I'm not entirely a fan of. But you know,
look, we tried to pitch him EDM versus Dangdut. He didn't bite. We
tried. We tried Gamelan versus rock.
The closest was hip hop because I proposed that we can get Waris, the local hip hop rapper, to do a collab. That's the closest we can go. That's the closest. Anyway.
Yeah, and it didn't work. So you know, spam F in the chat, boys.
If.
But yeah, so it was a really interesting interview. Do you say we're attaching this to the end of the podcast, or we're linking to it?
I think it will be separately. So just tune into Gamer Malaya YouTube. There might be a full what do you call it? Extract? No. Description? No. What's the word I'm looking for? The recorded archive of our interview with DC Gun and Wan Hazme.
Yeah.
Non-filtered. Maybe. Depends. We'll see. So I think one of the
the other hard confirm about Re-Legend, you can pet the good dragon. Good boys are pettable. This is the important shit. See, I feel like because we already know what we're gonna get with No Straight Roads. Like everything's pretty self-explanatory, so there's not many meme questions to ask One Hazme as compared to Re-Legend. Because we have a template, we're like, okay, we know what a Harvest Moon game is, so what can we ask you about it?
Yeah, I like more of the big, not big brain, no, the bigger scope questions we ask him, like Like about how is it like something that he feels like obligated to put in cultural
Yeah,
references
that
of
was
Malaysia? Do you have to put roti canai in there because you've been known as the guy who put roti canai in Final Fantasy 15? Basically, that was the that was the question, and he said no. He wants to do it because that's what he feels like it, and he's saying that we should use Malaysia culture to use it as to promote video games because our culture right now is a gold mine without any of the miners. No, the gold NERS, not the Ham.
Mhm.
Please don't sing the Lolicon song. Uh, so and also
So I guess
the interesting fact of that people would be out overseas actually would be interested more to hear Malaysian accent English because all of the voice actors or the English dub of No Straight Roads are all from Malaysia, right? They pick all
yeah.
local talent.
Yes.
So you will hear
Yep.
this sort of conversations that will be in the dialogue of No Straight Roads, which is actually pretty interesting because all the overseas one has mentioned that over here people will cringe because of hearing the same accent we know. But overseas, they
Mhm.
found it exotic. They found it interesting. Something else they haven't experienced, which is a good selling point outside.
Yeah,
Our accent.
it's kind of the way I think about it. It's kind of like Black Panther, where
Mhm.
because they speak Xhosa in Black Panther, and it's like, oh wow, you're actually speaking an African language instead of just talking like this. You
Mhm.
know, this
Why
is
are you running? Why are you running?
yeah, exactly. So it's like that. It's about authenticity. It was a really cool thing. I highly recommend
Yeah.
listening to the video if and when we upload it,
Hmm?
and then refreshing it a few times so we get that ad revenue. Okay, so I guess that took shorter than expected.
Yeah, because
I guess because
I think because it's so fresh in our mind, and we've discussed after our pizza party after the event, so that
oh
might
yeah.
Very
that might
Side
impact
note,
something.
quick PSA. Pizza Hut at the pavilion, please hire more staff.
Oh my
God
Like
damn.
this is
That's so
not their
slow, I
fault.
swear.
There were like 3 people at Pizza Hut that day. Like 3
Yeah,
staff for the
the cheese
entire
stuff
restaurant.
thing.
Half the tables were not cleared. We had to get our own menus and cutlery and that one really pretty lady who walked in couldn't have lunch because you took too long. Like, please, whoever's in charge of Pizza Hut, please make sure that all your Pizza Huts are well staffed because the one at the Curve is also equally understaffed.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, Evo,
Evo.
Start your engines, baby. We're going into the ring. Oh
heaven
ho!
or hell, do one, let's rock!
Evo 2019. Oh yeah, for the fighting game, those who do not want to hear fighting game conversations, this is also a good
Fuck you
part. No
guys.
skip.
Yeah. King Crimson your way through this.
So where
Anan,
do
did
we
you watch
start?
Evo?
Nope. I don't
Okay.
know whether they still have their core values.
Oh, they still have the core values, alright. Okay,
Oh,
so just first up, first thing. So I've learned that I'm not good with any kind of sport. Like I tried watching the Unist finals, and like watching it live was just like, I'm not too big on this because it's another sport. Like I can't understand what the shoutcasters are saying because the way they have to talk makes it so they don't have gaps, so my brain can't process what they're saying. Kind of like this podcast, I guess. I don't know.
no, that's why this year I didn't watch the mainstream. I just watched Evo through Twitter highlights.
Yes, exactly. That was my point. I was like, but after someone else went through it and cut out the good parts and then served it to me on a plate, I was like, I'm really enjoying Evo this year.
Follow Evo byte by byte, tweet by tweet, not the whole course, baby. Take it slowly.
Like assorted random shit I like from Evo. that one guy, I think it was Sam Shaw, who, so you know how arcade sticks, they're that big brick that you put on your lap with the buttons and the joystick? This dude built a whole table with his arcade stick.
Yeah, and lugged it around like that.
Yeah, and he lugs it around. It was like so weird. I was just like,
So
Carrying
okay.
the table around.
So basically, when he
Yeah,
sit,
that's
so basically when he set up his stick, he has the arcade experience. He has all the tabling stuff, just the arcade stick, and then he have to lug the whole thing around like, just like that.
that dude's arm must be swole as fuck.
It has to be. So where? Okay, any more?
Hold on, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, if you haven't watched anything about, if you want to know like what you should watch, if you only have time for one game, watch the Samurai Showdown matches. They are the most intense shit ever. So those you don't know, Samurai Showdown is like very fast. Like you die in like 4 hits. The emphasis is less on combos and more in breaking your opponent, like getting them to have an opening. So
All
like
about the footsies, man.
all about the footsies, like extreme footsies the game.
Exactly.
There was that one dude. So you can also, I love that the way you win Sam Show is by playing lame. But unlike Fortnite, like playing lame in Sam Show is actually very hard to do. So you can disarm your opponent, remove their weapon, so they're forced to like punch and shit, right? So the most common tactic I saw is you disarm your opponent, have the weapon fall off screen, and then move to the other side of the screen so that they can't push the screen far enough to get their weapon back.
Such a what a play, man! What a play. The other less efficient is just camping on the sword, on the weapon.
Yeah, as Wooly did that. He charged the uppercut anytime you get close to the sword. You get DP.
Yeah, Sam Show was cool.
Sam Show was cool. There was that one match where time ran out, but if you rage burst, time stops. So both players took turns rage bursting to extend the clock. That was some hype shit, man. I stayed up to watch the fucking Blaze Blue Cross Tag finals.
Alright. I have no idea what happened there.
Okay, so first off, like goddamn Mitsuru is top tier. Like half of all the players in top 8 were using Mitsuru. I think there were 2 Mitsuru Akihikos. I can't remember. And what's this? The finals was it? I can't remember. It was one like never before seen team, and then one and then it was a Mitsuru Akihiko. The match itself was okay. Not much thuggery to be had. Oh no, there was thuggery. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I have brought you inaccurate information. So one of the players at the BB Tag finals had this gimmick where he would eat this candy out of a bag in between rounds, and everyone was like, "That's drugs. It's definitely drugs." So he was before the final match, I think. I can't remember because this was a while ago. He like just tips over the bag, like the whole thing into his mouth. And then he made it to like he reset the did he reset the bracket? I can't remember if he reset the bracket or not. But he made it to the grand final essentially. And we're just like, yeah, that's drugs. The entire chat was like performance enhancing drugs. So yeah, we got steroids at Evo.
Wow.
Steroids make you good at Blaze Blue, man.
Something on the Soul Calibur 6 part. I didn't watch all of them. I know that Voldo was the character to beat, and Voldo won Evo. I forgot the guy who plays Voldo, but there was a lot of men in very interesting clothes, crawling in very interesting ways in that game, that tournament.
Voldo's the game dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, Voldo may have won Evo, but 2B won Evo.
So that's my
Yeah.
point. We got a female player who Kayane from France. Finally, after this, I did like 10 years or something. She finally made it top 8, baby, with 2B. She got top 8 with 2B.
And she got tanked by Yoko Taro.
Man, that was interesting to see because I think that it was like 2009 or something. She almost get into top 8. She finished 9th. And then Soul Calibur went off the map. So she couldn't get the chance to be on the main stage and try and get a top 8 or better finish. Last year she won the she got I think she finished 5th in the Soul Calibur side tournament. So this is pretty interesting results. She got the limelight. Yeah. And shout outs.
I saw 2B's gameplay, by the way. She does not touch the ground.
Oh,
like
2B
2B can stay in the air indefinitely.
And yeah, shout out to that one Singapore player also making top 8. That's good. That's a good guy to see. Southeast Asia represent. Nice to see.
Yeah. Also, more importantly, now I remember why I brought up the Eunice tournament. Is because an Eltnam player made its top 8. So the main stage got to hear the Melty Blood team. Always. We did it, boys. We did it. Basically, I guess we can move to the Evo announcements now because Melty Blood team got played on the main stage, but Akatsuki Blitzcamp got a new game. Technically. So BB Tag got an announcement. We got a bunch of new characters, and most of them are from new games. So what's her name from Senran Kagura is in the game now?
I think it's supposed to be Yumi or something.
I don't know. They all have the same name. She's the blue fan lady. She's like reverse Yukiko.
And the next is
Akatsuki from Akatsuki Blitzcamp. But more importantly, the Blitz tank is in the game.
We got tank, boy! We got a literal tank. No, seriously, you can play a fighting game as a literal tank with a skull on it.
Hell yeah!
Howdy.
His overhead is a laser beam. But yeah, so we got Blitz tank. Also, Neo got confirmed as well. Neo from Ruby, which makes me very happy. Blaze Blue Cross Tag is like wrecking my bias list. Like I cannot decide who to main in that game. Like the only confirmed one is Mitsuru because I love Mitsuru. But other than that, like Noel, no. Merkava, no. Orie, no. Orie is just another Mitsuru. Fencing type stand user. Probably gonna be Neo when she comes out, though I will learn to play Blitz Tank just for the lulz. I'll learn to play Blitz Tank Merkava just for the meme team.
Oh yeah, we should follow up with last year's talk on Evo. We saw the second act of the greatest and wholesome rivalry in the FGC.
Oh yeah, Sonic Fox. Yeah, dudes. Sonic Fox and Goichi are just so wholesome. I love them so much.
It's now a Goku versus Vegeta kind of rivalry, man. Healthy rivalry. Rivalry! Sorry. Today.
We should clarify, it's later Goku versus Vegeta. Because remember, when they first started, they wanted to kill each other.
Yeah, sure. So essentially, okay, if you need to go and check the highlights, just check the highlights of the whole Dragon Ball Fighters. Even though the player count is really small considering the hype of last year, probably because of the lesser support for the game. I think Toei like pull the plug on something, so that's what happened. So most of the veterans still are at it, and as you can see, both the winners finals and the grand finals are just Sonic Fox versus Goichi, man. And it's not, and the fun thing is just watching them like banter off screen, outside the game, because they are totally good friends, man. Like the whole
Yeah,
thing
man.
when Goichi got back into the grand finals, right? Sonic Fox like, yeah, come here, and they push the chair, push it to him, to Goichi, and Goichi was like, oh, what happened? He just arrived on the stage. He really wants to get the match in.
Yeah, and so Goichi won that match, and they hugged it out, and I thought that was so sweet. That
Oh.
was like, good shit, man. Good shit.
And to top it all off, we got the sequel. Remember that tweet one from last year?
Oh yes.
We got a sequel.
Yes, I'm black, I'm gay, and I'm the best in Dragon Ball Fighter.
This time I'm gay and the second best
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighters player in the world. Don't you forget it. But that's not all.
Yep.
On the same day, Sonic Fox competed in MK11. He won.
Oh yeah,
Basically he won. I didn't watch MK, so basically he won. That's the thing. So he had 1 day full of tournaments. The morning is Dragon Ball. The to the midnight is MK. He got second and first prize. Got that. This guy. Also, he also tweeted that he's the best MK player in the world. Don't forget it. Yeah, shout out to Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox.
Sonic Fox, you're welcome to come on this podcast.
Woo!
I just want to mention quickly because I don't think Street Fighter 5 is very interesting to watch. All of the killers are gone. Tokido out. Last year's champion. Problem X gone. Didn't make it top 8. Daigo gone. Didn't make it top 8. So what we got was, interestingly, Daniel, we didn't get a 1-2 of Red Bull at Hungary Grand Prix, right?
No.
But at that weekend, we did get a Red Bull 1-2. But it was Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 1-2, yeah.
Basically, the first place and second is basically a Red Bull athlete. One is Bonchan, who used to play Sagat, but he won the match. He won the game. He won the finals with Karin, and the other is Big Bird. No, Big Bird. Okay, Big Bird. Yeah, he's Big Bird from UAE, from the United Arab Emirates. So shout outs to the Middle East. You almost won Evo. Baby.
You know who really won Evo? Guilty Gear.
Wait, before we go to the full announcement, I have one more bit on the results of Tekken. Yeah. So let's end with Tekken 7. God damn. Tekken 7. Arslan Ash was not on anyone's radar the whole year. He suddenly appeared in the tournament scene in 2018. He beat one of the top Korean players there, Ni. And then suddenly, he won Evo Japan. And then suddenly, he won Evo proper. He's the first double Evo champion.
Oof.
From Pakistan. Pakistan Zindabad. Man, this is wholesome story there. Apparently, you know that during Evo Japan, he was like super late. He was jet lagged. He didn't get enough sleep and and food. Managed to beat the whole thing. Got first place. Killer.
Yeah, man, his Ultra Instinct activated. He was pushed to the limit, and then he.
But you know his ultimate Ultra Instinct. Apparently, you know, when after his win, there's an interview in ESPN. The guy asked him, okay, so what made you the best Tekken player in the world today? And his sole answer is, my mother's prayer. And then everyone
was the will of my mother.
And there was like awkward silence because he was the interview was expecting a long answer. No, it was just his mother's prayers. Man, this guy himself. After he won, he basically just did sujud syukur. He did the sajadah on there, which is pretty cool. There's a good picture of him kneeling down in the name of God. At the back there's the big title throne and victory. Man, that's a good picture. Really brings the not the heebie-jeebies, goosebumps, man. Goosebumps.
But basically, what I'm learning is that Evo is just infinitely more wholesome than any esport.
Oh yeah. And the best part of the whole story about this Seoul Pakistan guy is he's not the best Pakistani player over there. there's plenty of other killers that's not been out in the world.
Ooh.
There are plenty of killers that are still not getting the opportunity to go travel the world and prove their worth. So yeah, shout outs to Arsenal Ash putting Pakistan on the map, and now it's like I think Tekken is pretty interesting. Tekken World Tour last year was won by a panda player.
Oh yeah, I
Evo,
remember that. Yeah.
I think
Uh,
Evo or something. There was one guy who used to be a Tekken veteran, retired for so long, suddenly come into the tournament, dominate. Man, and then to this year we have a Pakistani player, also from nowhere, dominate. Okay, the
yeah,
announcement.
this is. No. We can keep going on this because
Ah.
just in general, like yeah, Evo. Like this is what I like about fighting games. It's so much more wholesome than like you don't hear this kind of shit coming out of Overwatch.
Yeah, that's the thing because
Nah.
of those sort of games are very like meta focused. But if you put in the work in a fighting game,
It's not just that. I think it's also because like there's this weird like hyper masculinity that gets involved in like when you try to market games, you know, it's like the long rivalry between the Shanghai dildos and the London tampons. And it's like they will duke it out for vengeance today on the stage, and you see it's just a bunch of like nerdy boys at a computer.
no,
Ye-
that's the thing about FGC. No, it's not about the money. It's not about the glamour. It's about the game
The
and the
journey.
bragging rights. You know the biggest
Oh my
prize.
god!
You know the
Oh
biggest.
my god!
Hold on, hold on.
You did
You know the biggest prize of winning Evo? It's not the
what?
cash. The prize money is super small. Like people are complaining why Nintendo is not supporting Smash Esports because of the whole thing. But the thing is, the biggest prize of winning Evo is you get to be an Evo champion. That's it.
Okay, and I need to get this poverty story off as quick as possible. So one more thing from the BB tag pools, right? Some someone uninstalled the game from the PS4.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah.
Now I don't condone this behavior at all, but the first guy to do it gets a pass because it's funny. Like now that it's done, like it's done, there's nothing we can do about it. It was kind of funny. Someone actually doing that it's a little bit funny. Gotta admit. Where what's the other? Oh yeah, Melty Blood. The finals for the Melty Blood tournament. The laptop ran out of battery, so the game got minimized in the Windows notification. That happened.
That's the FGC I love.
That's the FGC again. You don't get this kind of shit in Overwatch, man. There would be riots.
Yeah, the subreddit will be, oh, this unprofessional. Yeah.
And
Speaking of
FGC is just like, oh, Melty Blood. Yeah. Yeah, so back to the big announcement. Guilty Gear. New Guilty Gear. Have you guys seen the trailer for the new Guilty Gear? It's great.
Is it an update or a new game?
New game.
Wow.
Have you not
So,
seen the changes,
the
man?
art style is more like Dragon Ball Fighters, where there's more black shadows. But the color palette also feels kind of grand bluish. But it looks good. Like, Guilty Gear continues to be the best looking fighting game. Like, it's not even a contest. I would rank them like Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, Skullgirls, and then everything else. In order of good lookingness.
Yeah, I like
Also,
some of the teasers that they showed. Oh, we got stage transitions also from Dragon Ball. And I think Soul Bad Guy, and I didn't realize how much Soul has changed, but I realized Kai Kisuke, the blue guy, he has a major redesign. I like his look so much.
He's hot. I'm gonna straight say Kai Kisuke is hot.
Yeah, that escalated. I was just going to say he looks cool in a black suit. In a black. Anyway,
He kind
yeah,
of looks like Arthur from Fate, like the gender bend Artoria.
okay, I don't
Kind of
like
looks.
Kai now.
Wait, I think that's the like fake announcement with Snake, whatever I heard somewhere.
Oh
We get to
yeah.
there. We get to there.
Basically, it's just Evo likes to like be a little shit in between announcements, but then because so one of them was a joke about Snake, and everyone took it seriously. Like from what I heard, like they really shouldn't have done it. Like it's entirely Evo's fault, but also it wasn't something that they put on stream. Like so they weren't expecting the internet to see it at the same time, you know.
Oh,
And yeah, Harada-san was there. He was pissed.
Oh, when you mention about it, Harada making his second esports debut. He played in the pool, so he won one game on stream. I should mention
Oof.
that.
Omedetou gozaimasu, Harada-san.
I think the other guy was playing King, so hopefully King will not be nerfed because he lost. That's the joke. That's the running joke. If you beat Harada, that character will be nerfed. Because he won the game, man.
Man, Harada's a cool dude. Harada-san's a cool dude. He
Uh,
was part of Max's. He was in Max's reaction video for the Guilty Gear announcement.
yeah, he's pretty cool about it. He's also hype, man. Shout out to Harada.
Yeah, man. What's his name? The director for Guilty Gear released a statement saying that like they're planning to really shake up the Guilty Gear formula. By the way, that came out this morning.
Is it Daisuke
Yeah, Daisuke something.
Ishitawari or something? I will get that last name wrong, but I remember Daisuke. Alright.
Yeah, so that's also I wish Guilty Gear would take a page from Capcom's PR book. Because remember they put out the announcement for Devil May Cry 5 and everyone's like, holy shit, that song's amazing. Next day they put up the whole song. Where's my fucking Guilty Gear song, man? That song was so fucking good. I need more of it. I need a full version, please. Just put it on iTunes. I'll fucking buy it. I just need it now. I need it now so I can listen to it and think about how I don't actually play Guilty Gear, but I love the aesthetic.
Okay, so any more announcements that we need to go through?
Tekken
Tekken 7 gets another season. We got the we got two characters announced. One is returning from Tekken 6, which is Zafina.
Oh, I mean Lisa?
Yeah, and she has a claw this time. And the other is a certain Leroy Smith.
Oh yeah, Leroy. Yeah, he's cool.
And I should mention that the end of the Guilty Gear trailer was a new character. He's a black dude with cyborg armor.
And an Oni mask.
Cyborg Oni mask armor.
Yeah.
So what else? You under night in birth late.
New Eunice game. That's all you have to say. Just new Eunice game. Don't bother messing with it. Yeah, we're getting another Eunice game. I think it's just an update again. Like it's another iteration of this new game.
Yeah, it's the old school fighting game update style. They're just releasing a new version, which basically it should be just a patch, you know. We've mentioned Blaze Blue's content. Oh, Street Fighter, that got leaked.
Yeah, Street Fighter had some leaks. Poison, E-Honda, and
Lucia,
yeah. That's
from Final Fight 3.
Yeah, it's two Final Fight characters and E-Honda.
Edmund.
Not bad.
Good to see Edmund getting back. The whole Warriors is complete. They tease I think Capcom teased that more to come like later this year during Capcom Cup. So don't worry. Hopefully that one won't be leaked.
They released it at Evo too, by the way.
Yeah, it should be announced and released at Evo. So yeah.
Yeah, Blitztank isn't out yet, so that makes me sad face.
And last but not least, Samurai Showdown as will be releasing for each month of 2019 a new character, DLC character. Yeah. But next month's character.
And how Maru is going to be in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Oh, that's the other thing about Sam Show. Literally everyone plays Genjuro. It's just Genjuro Showdown. Like almost everyone, I think, in top 8 was using Genjuro. There were a lot of Genjuros. That's all I remember. Well, he's not a bad looking dude, but kind of hoping for a Charlotte or a Darlie or anyone else.
We'll see what the next balance. Well, it won't be a perfect balance, but there might be a balance patch. We'll see.
Okay, so now that FGC Corner is done, Daniel has a new segment. Not for the podcast. He's a new thing he's working with. Daniel, what are you working on?
Alright. So it's almost the end of 2019 already. It's August, and look at so many games that we haven't played yet.
Mm-hmm.
Can we list down some of the games that we haven't played? Top of my head, I haven't played. What's that game? That ever like the Blackout, the Blackout Club, the one that
Oh,
we have
Blackout, yeah,
played.
that did come out, didn't it? Holy shit.
Yeah, it came out like last month, July, I think.
Yeah.
End of
Any more suggestions, guys? Games that we haven't played.
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds, yeah, not Outer Worlds.
the other one. The other
Ritual, Bloodstain of the Night. Those are the two on my list that haven't gone around to playing.
mine should just be Judgment.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Judgment.
Same.
JoJo.
Anan, stop there.
Anan, any games that you haven't played yang released this year?
Released this year, right?
Yeah.
That you were looking forward to play but haven't.
And the release.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
that release.
Yeah.
That release, but you missed for whatever reason.
Yeah. I'll search it.
Oh my
I'll
god.
search it.
He's literally
Sekiro
looking at
for
the
me, by the
backlog.
way.
That
Sekiro.
is about so Sekiro. Yeah.
I already tried Sekiro with my friends, so probably like buy later.
So
put the GTA San Andreas mod.
But yeah, so Daniel, why are you asking us this question, Daniel?
So the suggestion why we hello?
Yeah.
Don't worry,
I
you might be
almost died
Kim
today.
Clinton
Okay.
sometimes, but don't worry,
Just let
keep
him
talking.
finish.
I almost died today. Okay, so the reason why we're asking like these past games, like we are going to introduce a new segment on our website that is called the Backlog. It's where we're going to do like this short burst reviews for the games that we haven't played at launch and baru, about to play it now. So like for the first episode of this, I'll be talking about Resident Evil 2.
Oh, Meck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why I only gotten it like last week or 2 weeks ago. But got a copy.
Was it when we were at Gamers Hideout?
Yeah, it was at Gamers Hideout.
It was the day we awakened the JoJo Machine.
Yeah, the same day that we awakened JoJo
It was
Machine.
the day we awakened.
Sama.
Yeah, so we'll be like I'll be doing like my short views, like short opinion on this game. So like just enough so that we can make it eligible for our big event, which is the Game of the Year. So and that is where the backlog exists, I guess.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. Like, I think deep down inside, all of us have wanted to do this in some way or other.
Dude, I have a draft already.
Yeah.
See, we all have our own backlog. Yeah, that's why.
No, you saw that Forza Horizon 4. I'm sitting for quite a while. That will be repurposed to the backlog immediately, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
For me, it's gonna be our French masterpiece of totally not political gameplay.
Yeah, we should get around and talk about that formally in a written form. I mean, you guys got it first here on dia.log. But do click on GameMentors.com as well to support us.
Do check out the backlog. when it comes up. Hopefully by the time this goes up, the
Yep.
first part of the backlog will be up. So what now?
Can I go
How about
through?
we talk?
Can I go
Go
through
ahead.
the top 10 anime betrayal real quick?
Yeah, go on.
Sure.
Okay, everyone will be dead silent on this segment. I know for sure.
Yeah, because you know how I feel about esports, so that's
Here's the thing. Okay, so basically, we have to like outsource and call in our Dota experts and friend of the podcast, Toka, to come and decipher a lot of Dota, what do you call
Jargon,
it?
the Dota jargon.
Basically a lot of Dota stuff, because one of the top Dota players, the top Dota team, um, in fact, last year's the international winner, basically Dota's sort of Evo but not that fun. Okay, which is Red Bull OG. Again, Red Bull got the shout out. Huh. Okay, so basically they were around here because they are boot camping right now here in Malaysia, because I think next week will be the international in Shanghai. So
Yeah.
a lot of teams are boot camping here, so they will be acclimated. What's the word? They want to be in the same time zone, because Shanghai is also +8 GMT. Acclimatize. Please help me with that word.
acclimatize.
Yeah,
Acclimatize.
thank you. I think there's another enemy stand today. So basically, they were just about they're doing the PR stuff. So but it's not just normal PR stuff, as in like a meet and greet, getting all the fans there and take photos and stuff like that. But they are also made the first screening of a documentary detailing how these guys won the international. So the big gist of it can be summed by two concepts. One, this is the top 10 anime betrayals in Dota, and two, this is basically Dota's bronze GP fairy tale.
Ooh.
So now I got some people rope in. So basically, so you know how the F1 2009 season, right?
Yeah.
Honda left the company. They left F1 and the company is in shambles. They have a good car, but they need to figure out quickly how to get the team running. Eventually, they got the team running. They got bronze GP, and they went and win the championship. They win the championship. They won the whole season. So this is basically Dota's version of that. So apparently, the thing is about OGs. This team was back in the years was built around two guys, two very close friends. So the guy named Notail and the other is Fly. So they were like inseparable, like the biggest ship ever in Dota, I guess, because they look like good friends. Even when they like play with other teams and then they meet back to form OG, and then they build the team around them. And then suddenly by the around like 3 months or 2 months, almost before the international, the captain left, Fly left, jump ship. He went into a rival team, ironically called EG, Evil Geniuses. So we have an OG versus EG rivalry. So one guy,
That's weird.
so basically it was like top 10 enemy betrayal because that guy is the captain. And he left the team with another guy from OG to join EG. Yeah, this is confusing if you don't know Dota, I know. And so basically, so the two left because they want to join a team that can win the international, because OG throughout their life they won a lot of majors, they were big tournaments, but they can never won the biggest tournament. They want that big IGs, the big $20 million USD prize pool thing. They want that, but they never got it until last year. So it was interesting. If you don't care about esports, I think the miraculous Cinderella run that was documented in the documentary called Against the Odds, it's a fun watch. It explains a bit of Dota, just enough to you understand the whole story. They went a lot on the personalities of the players. Like I think, I can't remember, but I think 2 or 3 of them are Scandinavians. One of them is Finnish, and as you expect, like the Finnish F1 drivers, that's the whole personality. Like, basically nothing until they played the last game in the grand finals where the Finnish guys were the loudest of them all. So basically, oh my god, they've unlocked something. And last to top it off, they also showed the part where OG and EG actually played the match. OG won, and then when they like after the match they like shake hands, right? And then you see the old rivalry, the old friends of Fly and No Tail, and then when they walk across each other, you can feel the aura imitating. You can see the go out there. These guys are never going to get back together, man. So yeah, it's a fun watch. Go watch at Red Bull TV.
I've seen, not to shit on esports too much, but I feel like this kind of proves my point that the only way this got interesting was adding an anime betrayal to it.
The clickbait anime betrayal line.
But the other thing is I don't think I think nobody would watch this if they didn't like Dota, because I can't imagine someone going, I feel like watching weird documentaries about sports teams.
You're calling
Like,
me
it's-
out. I don't like Dota.
I don't know, like whatever people like more power to.
Yeah, it's
But
just
yeah,
yeah. I'm not gonna go. I don't look. I am not gonna make more people gonna watch this. But if you are curious enough to listen to the whole thing and like, go and watch it. Against the Odds. That's the documentary. Maybe I have a stand power that allows people to watch the documentary of weird things. I don't know. We'll see.
it's
Definitely, it's not working with you, let's
to be
move
fair
on.
though. To be fair, I
Never work.
fully acknowledge this is a WAM flaw, like not some inherent rule of the universe. But you could not get me to watch a documentary about anything sports related. I really don't care.
But how about it's a fighting game, man? How
See,
about
again, I don't think I'd watch a Sonic Fox documentary either. Like, even Sonic Fox, I don't think I could sit through a documentary.
okay, fair
There's
enough.
something about the way documentaries are made where they have to make something interesting that they end up like missing what's actually interesting. Like, if you said, okay, sit down and watch this 90 minutes of thing about Sonic Fox, but fuck no. But they were like, spend 90 minutes scrolling through Sonic Fox's Twitter. I'd be like, oh yeah, I did that already. You know, it's a weird thing. It's a whole talk about consuming media, I guess, that we should have at some point when we run out of news to talk about. So, how long have we been running for, anyways? I've not been keeping track of the time.
Don't worry.
An hour and a half.
Nope. Even though most of the running time is on Evo, but don't worry, we can finish it on time, and we can move on to
Oh.
Anan's thing, I guess.
Yeah, what's catfighting? You weren't on the podcast last
Yes,
episode because you were busy
boys!
catfighting.
Yes, boys.
Catfighting?
Get in there.
Excuse me?
Get in there. Rock paper
Listen,
scissors,
man.
baby. Jangkeng, boom.
Masters is an expensive project, so he had to make money by running catfight.
But do you guys understand what is it actually? Because I know. Anan, take it away.
Yeah. So basically,
Can
I
Google this.
Yeah,
Hold
you
on,
have to Google this.
hold on. Don't Google just yet.
Hold-
Let
Okay,
Anan
okay,
explain his
okay.
first opening game bit first, and then you go Google. Is it?
Okay, so the catfighting arena is basically wrestling, or like maybe wrestling. Okay, but the interface when you play it is like a fighting game. So like fatigue or whatever, like 1-on-1. Okay, but instead of you controlling the fighter, you bet on rock paper rock paper scissors.
Exactly.
Which is, holy shit, absolute bonkers. Okay.
The fuck?
You need to watch the YouTube video or something.
Okay,
like,
now
what
you
the
go. Now you
hell?
go Google.
yeah,
Yeah, I am like what?
yeah.
Anan,
Excuse me?
I know it might be a bit spoilery, but don't care. You will love Yakuza after hearing this. Anan, can you remember how you get the cat fighting mini game open?
Okay, so
It's a whole scene.
yeah, it's a whole scene. Okay, so basically, it's sort of hidden. The trigger, the activation trigger is hidden. It's a sub story basically. So you need to go at a certain hidden place, and then
What the hell am I watching?
you find someone guarding a spot, and then someone say, "Oh, can I enter?" Whatever, and then he asks the guard whether he can enter, and then I forgot the detail, but it's basically like you need to go there and then obtain the entry pass to go to the catfighting arena.
I don't even know what I'm watching.
Same.
Yeah, that what I meant. That's what I
Same.
mean.
I love Yakuza is a delight every time we talk about it on this fucking podcast.
I'm glad we got
Because
Yakuza after
every
that.
week we just learn something new. That's a game I should. If I play Yakuza, it's going on the backlog.
Yeah. So okay, every fighter have their own they have junk okay, the rock paper scissors. They have their star for every gesture, every gesture. So this means the strength and also the odds of you getting that specific gesture to fight in the rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically let's say you're strong in scissors, so your opponent is what's wrong, paper, right? So if you choose paper and then they choose you choose scissors, they choose paper, okay, you win, and then there's a cutscene for your attack, and in certain attacks you can press extra quick time event, let's say press B multiple time, and then you get extra damage. It can go from like let's say like it takes maybe 15% health. That's like the minimum. They can take up to 80% health in one attack. It depends on your luck.
This looks amazing. This should
Yeah.
be a game all on its own.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
no.
awesome. It's bonkers. I'm like, I want to just bet on it. Okay.
Someone should do catfight salty bets.
And also, every fighter have their own fight. Let's say fight history. So their win, their losses, and then how many times they use each gesture. How many times they use scissors, rock, and paper in that specific match. And then if you bet on a specific fighter, if you bet higher, the odds will change.
God damn. This is amazing.
I told you guys, play Yakuza.
You need to play Yakuza.
Uh,
Absolute madness.
Absolute madness.
I mean, if you thought the Tamiya Pocket Racer thing is peak mini game,
Oh, that's my favorite so far. Tamiya.
there is
I'm
another
collecting
peak.
parts.
You know what I'm learning right now? This year in particular, I've learned Japan has the most fun. Japan has more
Yes.
fun than like look at Western developers, another Soldier Man game. Oh fuck. Okay. No, we gotta chase the trends this year, guys. We gotta actuate the profit margins. Like, oh fuck, no. Meanwhile, Japan's got fucking catfighting, and we've got EDF, and we've got what else have we got from Japan? Japan just has fun. Japan has fun, guys. Like
Oh,
people
how-
are always like, "Oh, Nintendo are the true protectors." No, Nintendo's not protectors of fun. Fuck Yakuza is.
And I still haven't gone to Majima's the dance off. I still haven't gone there yet.
Oh, I was actually just about to talk. Not the dance off, sorry, but my friend sent me that video of Majima like doing the roller disco thing, like on the stage.
24-hour Cinderella. So no, Ani, I love you.
No, yeah. It's been stuck in my head for a week. I'm like up late at night working for AMG, and it just comes on in my head. I see that stupid Majima grin. And I'm like, I feel so much better on the inside because Majima is telling me it's all going to be okay.
24 hours. 24 Cinderella hour is playing right now, softly.
So yeah, that's That's a whole thing. Japan just has fun. I'm trying to think what else Japan does. Japan has Dead or Alive Extreme, so there's that as well.
Yeah.
See, Meck pointed out how much I talk about Dead or Alive on this podcast by how many times he's had to Photoshop a weird Dead or Alive thumbnail. So now my new mission is to get Dead or Alive into every podcast. So
That could be an idea.
yeah, there could be. Oh, I should do that. Dead or Alive Scarlet, because I just learned that it was blocked in Malaysia, but there are ways to get it. So if I can get Dead or Alive Scarlet working, then that may be a future backlog.
Yeah. Also, another thing about Yakuza, like one of the fun stuff is collecting telephone cards. You're collecting sexy girls, like Pokemon cards,
Hell yeah.
Help.
and then you can show to a collector. So if you have 3 cards of the same idol, you get 5 million yen
What?
easy money in that game.
5 million yen. That's
That's a-
$50,000. That's a lot
Yeah.
of money.
No, if that's Yakuza 6 new money, that's you can literally just buy every item and still have a lot.
Yeah, like you can go even fighting two, 3 gangs, and you can buy every food. The only issue with money is your abilities, not the items in the game. That's the thing.
I thought you was going to say Mr. Shakedown.
Oh, Mr. Shade, I just defeat him once. Other times I just run away.
You cannot.
Bye-bye.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
god.
imagine I have 200 million. I don't want to lose that to that guy. Okay. And
Essentially,
then
if you don't,
I save, and then I go fight him. That's the only way.
Is
essentially,
it like the Reaper in Persona?
that and also Mr. X in Resident Evil. I was going to
Yeah.
say that.
Mm.
We were talking about that, about how we want Mr. X in Smash.
No, we want Nemesis. I want Nemesis personally.
Meck wants Nemesis. I want Mr. X. I want Mr. X as an assist trophy, and specifically, like, even if there's no wall, he knocks down like the screen and comes through the wall, and then follows the player with the lowest health. I want that. Capcom, please. Let X give it to you. That's his Smash title card. Mr. X is going to give it to you.
Oh my god.
I'm not good enough to make a good Photoshop of that. I have to admit now.
Ugh.
That's too strong. It's gonna give it to you. Maybe it's floating out there in the internet. We'll see.
We'll see. It definitely is. Like, people
Yeah.
love making the Smash screens. So, do we have enough time for me to complain about Space Marines?
Yeah, and one more
Think so.
topic, and then
And
that's it.
then yeah, we're not doing news today, guys. We're too tired to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, fuck Space Marines. It's another episode of 40K Corner.
Bring out your tables.
Bring out your tables. Bring out your tops. Bring out your models. So, fucking Space Marines. So I think I've explained this to before. How 40K works, how they keep 40K alive, is we have editions, right? So currently we are in the 8th edition of 40K. And they have all the rules and stuff. So they tell you all the baseline abilities for every faction. And then there's these things called codexes. So for example, in April last year, we got Codex Tau. So that was for me. And so it adds new rules for the Tau. So naturally, Space Marines got their codex. And then sub-chapters of the Space Marines started getting their own codexes as well. GW really loves codexes, essentially, right? So you have Ultramarines, you have Grey Knights, you have what else got? Dark Angels. I can't remember what else. I really don't like Space Marines. Just fair warning. So there are factions that still don't have a codex. Mainly the Inari Elf faction and Tyranids. Do orcs have a codex? I don't know. Oh, orcs have a codex, yeah. But so GW announces, because we're still waiting on all these codexes, Space Marines are getting a new codex. Like, why? They already have one. No, they're getting a new codex because we made a bunch of new Space Marine models. And we want you, and they need to have rules. So rather than just keep releasing like addendums to the codex, we're just going to release a new codex with all the rules for them. And fuck. The other thing they did was, because apparently, according to them, Space Marines are not very good on the tabletop, because the Xenos races all have unique shit, whereas Space Marines are just boring shooty men. So now the Space Marines all have a bunch of Xenos.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they do.
Ah.
Let me quickly pull it up. Warhammer. No, but Warhammer Community Space Enhanced Chapter Tactics.
So apparently this is how they buffs characters in tabletops. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not just that though. The main thing that's pissing everyone off is that the way certain abilities work is units have keywords. So, like, for example, a Tau Fire Warrior will have the Infantry and Tau Empire keyword, for example, right?
Okay.
So you could say, like, they have an ability that only works on Tau units with the Tau Empire keyword.
Alright.
So Space Marines got a new keyword ability that, like, because before this, sorry, this is rambling a bit, but before this, the way it used to work was you get to choose whether your army is a air quotes Space Marine army or a air quotes Ultramarines army, for example. Like, so you get this set of buffs if you're going General Space Marines, and this set of buffs if you're specializing in Ultramarine. They have a new thing that applies regardless of which you choose, to the point that even if you play Chaos, you still get the buff. Because Chaos Space Marines are still Space Marines.
Because the same keyword. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's a really good ability. I can't remember what it is. Like, I can't pull it up here and keep the podcast running. But initial models detected that have a damage table are considered to have doubled. Yeah, so all the Space Marine sub factions also got a new bunch of shit. They got a shit ton of new models. Like, here's the thing, right? In case you're wondering why I always sound so half-assed talking about this, is because I generally like to erase anything that stresses me out from my brain. And this has been, like, nagging me for a week. My friend and I have been, like, following this news. But I also really want to complain about Space Marines. So this will not be factual at all. Space Marines got a bunch of new models. They're called Primaris. They're the buffer-looking Space Marines. And basically GW just wants to release more and more of them. And, like, even ignoring the fact that Xenos are constantly screwed over every single time at the cost of putting in more Space Marines, the Primaris just don't look great. Like, they look kind of generic sci-fi, which is really annoying.
I don't know if their shoulder armors are getting smaller, because I like the wide shoulder armors.
It's not that, it's they're getting taller. Primaris are more better proportion. That's why.
No, I like my squishy Space Marines, at least.
To be fair, that's the Primaris are not the problem. It's the Primaris vehicle that are the problem. Like, they're the ones that look weird. Like, I'm putting this one into the chat. So this is a Dreadnought, if I remember correctly. So the old Dreadnought is the most metal thing ever because it's 40k, right? The Space Marine is basically dead, but even in death, he serves the Emperor. So they hook the coffin up to a mecha, and this vegetable of a Space Marine continues to fight. But the new Dreadnought is not a coffin mecha. It's literally just a walker from Avatar. That's what makes me sad.
Yeah, looks like, and that also looks like a walker from Alien as well.
Yeah, because they're both James Cameron.
Oh yeah.
And they're constantly releasing new models for the Primaris Lieutenant, to the point I followed this Twitter account called Primaris Lieutenant that just is just like constantly shit posting about how great Primaris Lieutenants are. But yeah, so that's me not liking Space Marines. Oh yeah, the other one last thing, me bitching about Xenos rights. Fucking Space Marines got one of Tao's old abilities from 7th edition. So Tao used to have this ability called Jump, Shoot, Jump, where because Warhammer 40k works in you have your movement phase, then your shooting phase. But Tao had this ability called Jump, Shoot, Jump, which allowed them to move after shooting. So you could move into line of sight, shoot, and then move out of line of sight. Essentially, right?
Hmm?
And then they took it out for Tao. They said it wasn't fun for other players to play with.
Lol.
So now, in this new codex, Space Marines got it with an asterisk. They got under specific conditions, this new unit can do that. I'm like, but I thought it wasn't fun for other players if you get to do that. Fucking piece of shit. You see my frustrations with Space Marines? I wanna like Space Marines, but the fact that they constantly get this dumb shit pisses me off so much. Yeah, so that's 40k corner. That's One hates Space Marines. Bunch of filthy Guela.
What I learned is not to go into Warhammer 40k right now because I want to appreciate Space Marines aesthetic. That's it.
Oh no, if
Ah,
you want to appreciate aesthetic, go ahead. Cause like, dude, I own some Space Marines. Like, I have 5 Space Marines over here and 5 Grey Knights as well. Because Grey Knights are the best. Grey Knights are the best looking Space Marine chapter. Too bad, apparently they're the worst faction in the game.
oh my
Apparently.
god. Of course, they're Lothium.
No, but Imperium in 40k is broken. Like they are like always in the top 10. I think like half the top 10 are usually Imperium armies. Because what you can do is you can build an army that shares the Imperium keyword. They recently removed it, but also didn't remove it. It's a weird thing, but basically, so what makes Space Marines so good is you have all the sub factions and they all have their buffs, right? So like, Imperial Fists are good at sieging. Ultramarines are good at being boring. So rather than only play an entire army of one of them, you can mix them in a way and still keep their unique abilities. And you can also mix like Imperial Guard as cheap fodder to get to kill you faster, and Cult Mechanicus to get your cool robots in, and Knights because Imperial Knights are the meta. But yeah, that's 40k corner. Sorry if you like Space Marines. Sorry that your taste is so shit. Yes, I know Tau can't melee, whatever.
Okay, let's go to the last bit. Now we're running on time.
Oh, did I really go really long on that?
No. Just
Not really.
no. We need to end on this note. This is a high note. I think this is
a
the
high
best.
note. Yes,
the
this is
best
why
way
I wanted to get.
This is the
This is
best
why I
way.
wanted to get 40k corner out of the way first because this is the best note to end on.
Daniel, take it
It's the
away.
return of the Roblox.
Oh yes. So earlier in this year we talked about our. Is it this year? I think it's this
Yeah,
year.
this year we started the season with Roblox.
Yeah,
Right,
we
it was the
started with
start of
season.
season 2.
So the first start of season, the mid season of the 2019. Roblox has reached 100 million users.
Active
Kan?
players, active users.
Active players, yes. Thank you. So, on discovering this information, I had a thought to myself, apa khabar Roblox Malaysia? How is our country but in Roblox form? So I took a deep dive into Roblox Malaysia once again. And what I saw is there was another election. And and one of the decrees of the election is that we shall not we shall punish those who have insulted the king for mistreatment or whatever. So basically they should. So I
Basically, the
tweeted that
king
out.
has all immunity. Okay.
Yeah, it's all beauty. I tweeted that out, and literally there was a lot of finally someone other than me took notice. I think it was like 5 retweets from our friends in the media. Base, base out.
Yeah, we should let our brethren discover the beauty that is Malaysia Roblox community.
Oh, also they also wants to make Islamic. Yeah, so in Malaysia we have this jabat. It's like Islamic punya religious sector, to safeguard the purity of Muslim, etc. Yep, they're also doing that for Roblox.
Oh god.
But
They're
the
taking
problem
the
is that
RPG way.
the problem is that the prime minister is a Chinese man
Man,
from
that guy is
Singapore.
very tolerable. Interesting.
So so to the president of the prime minister of Malaysia, Rob, if you want to have a coffee, whenever I come to Singapore in October, how about we have a cup of coffee and discuss trade terms between the real Malaysia and Roblox Malaysia?
Oh
We
my
should
god.
have thought. No. I just had a bad thought. We should have told him the MDEC punya CEO about that.
Yeah, we should have.
let him enter the rabbit hole that is Roblox Malaysia.
Oh my
And then,
god.
and then MCAZ was like, "Oh, we banned Roblox."
Oh no. Oh no.
Apa ni
Oh boy.
Barisan Nasional and Pakatan Harapan as well?
Yeah, maybe we should keep this to ourselves.
Yeah.
we
Don't ruin the fun.
maybe this is the part where we don't need government intervention. Alright, so good to hear the Roblox community well alive and 100 million players strong all over the world.
And 47th most popular website in Malaysia, Roblox.
Yeah. How?
Beating Steam. For fuck's sake.
They're beating
I don't
Steam.
even know. It's top
No wonder there's a
Roblox.
No wonder there's a working government in Roblox Malaysia.
No wonder.
We have
They
more
can do
active.
elections more.
It beats Minecraft, whatever. Roblox number one Malaysia.
If the PC gamers rise up right now to defeat the Roblox army, they're screwed. They're literally screwed.
We'll fight with democracy.
Oh boy. That's a good place to end this thing.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Boys. Yeah, thumbnails.
Okay, obviously arcade cabinet with the go.
Yeah. Oh, remember what when we talked about tadi this afternoon? M&M. The bad.
Oh my, we totally
The
forgot.
bad joke. M&M.
I'm so tired from
No, the joke was supposed to be a Metronomik.
Yeah, I know what the joke is.
No, the people don't know the joke. The guys don't.
Yeah.
The listeners don't know the joke. It was supposed to be Metronomik and Magnus, and the guys at MDEC, the CEO of MDEC keeps referring to them as Eminem. All right, so back on topic. What do we need? Go arcade.
Haunted
Basically
arcade.
the JoJo Machine. No, I think I took picture of the JoJo Machine.
Yeah, you did.
You will see the JoJo Machine, and let's see if it'll be attacking you next episode.
Oh, that's how it propagates. That's how the stand propagates. Okay.
What else?
Volcano stun.
Blitz tank. We need blitz tank. Our boy blitz tank has to
Yeah,
be.
Blitz Tank, yeah.
And catfighting.
No, like actual cats fighting, not cat.
Oh no! You get the picture of the sexy girl. Cut off their heads, replace them with cats.
Not
yeah.
that kind of cat lady, please. No, no, no.
Maybe the Jackempon, the circle, Jackempon circle there.
No, I put the I put the Jackempon weapon triangle there.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't know, the KLCC, I guess.
Yeah, you could just put a level up logo somewhere.
I think this
Oh,
is
and
most.
if you can, just put Kai Kiski's face in a heart, because you know he can like get it.
I think I have reached my peak tolerability of the podcast thumbnails ideas today. I might veto most of them out. We'll see. We'll see. So let's just wrap it up with the social links and shilling. Wam?
Hi, so I'm gonna be at AMG in like 20 days. That's a lot. That's not a lot of time. I'm gonna be at hold on, I have my booth right here. I'm gonna be at booth B16. Come say hi. Fun fact, it's gonna be my birthday on the first day of AMG, so
perfect time to celebrate with that Korean place.
yeah. So yeah, AMG B16. I'm gonna be selling prints, probably Dark Souls. I think I have some Fate stuff in store as well. Who knows? I'm too tired to look at my inventory for the convention. But you know, stop by, say hi, and buy shit. That's the way we do things at the booth. Cash is gonna be there too, so yeah. Daniel, what are you up? Oh, I put out a new feature this week about fighting games. I talked about the games you should play to get into fighting games, because they teach fundamentals really well. So Daniel, what are you doing?
You can follow me on Twitter at Flicky FL4KY. I'm also half that now. So besides the Backlog, which is coming out as I think around the same time as this podcast, I'll be also going to AMG, but but I won't be opening a booth, but I'll be doing something quite special, and it's not cosplay.
Melty blood tournament lobby.
I'll probably just take pictures.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Cool.
Anan, do you want to leave another crumb trail for the listeners?
I'll take that as well.
And I have, while this plays, keep playing. I want this to be my background music. And I have been Amirul Mekronos Ashraf. Look out for a lot more content regarding Level Up KL, MDEC. This keeps on continuing. Metronomik, Magnus, Real Legend. No more heroes pula dah. No straight roads.
No more straight roads.
No more straight roads. What else? There's a lot coming on GamerMatters.com, and as we teased before, we might have that interview with Hazmer and DC Gun out as a separate episode on YouTube. That would be Gamer Malaya. For those listeners. Okay, now you have to stop because we are going to fade into the other song.
Bye-bye.
Because we need and this has been dia.log, the Gamer Matters podcast. Have a good one, and guys, remember,